J. Lyons in car number 76 moving into the number 3 spot. Dave Bice in car number 23 also inside the top 5 along with the number 09 of Don Skaggs Sr. Spot to run at 4th place as they move on to the front straightaway. They're in single file formation, the top 10 cars approximately, and then it's about a 10 to 12 car length distance back to that next pack of automobiles as they head to turn number 3. But out front from Fountain Town, Indiana, the number 11H of Aaron Huff as they click off another lap and move back into turns 1 and 2. The race for the lead was tight as expected in the early going with the top 5, 6, 7 cars all freight training around the 7/16 mile long track. It was the number 11 though of Huff who maintained the number 1 spot with the number 1 of Dave Duncan keeping the pressure on. Commission, I believe it's Charles Smith of Beacon City, Illinois, is out of the event. He's pulled down to the infield. It's single file all the way around this Louisville Motor Speedway as the cars continue to make circuits. Out front, it's the number 11 of Aaron Huff as the field finds itself under caution for a 3-car altercation going down into turns 1 and 2. Some of the back markers involved, the number 97, Tony Trinkle, the number 00s of Owen Thompson out of Louisville, and I believe the number 2J was also involved of Bob Williams out of Indianapolis, Indiana. We find ourselves under caution with 19 laps remaining here tonight at Louisville Speedway.
So caution flying early. Track record fall a little bit earlier this evening. And coming out of turn 4 back. Number 1 machine, Dave Duncan running in second. Number 76 car, LJ Lyons there in 3rd place. And it's the 09 machine now finally gets way into 4th place.
Don Skaggs shuffled past Dave Bice right after that restart. Now Bice has got a battle for 5th. They're side by side over at turn number 3 with the number 22 of Kurt Huff. On the outside, Dave Bice gives up the position, and the number 7 also drives past on the inside, Chad Bland, in that Jasper Engine-sponsored modified. So again, it looks like Dave Bice is, instead of picking up positions, he's lost a pair over the last couple of laps. They're back onto the front straightaway. Aaron Huff of Fountain Town, Indiana, out front in the Huff Drywall-sponsored entry. Before the mid-portion of the event, Kurt Huff out of Fountain Town, Indiana, and the number 22 and the number 7 of Steve Chrisman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, begin motoring their way towards the front of the field. Dean, we spoke a little earlier about how many Indianapolis area drivers are in the field, but Joe Williamson of Louisville, Kentucky, in one of his first starts in the Modifieds, Trackmaster Modified Series, is right now just about in the mid-portion of the pack and about a half a lap behind the race leaders. A full field of cars took the green flag. I believe 28 in all took the green flag, most of which are still in the event, as the number 57 of Julie Jones of Indianapolis, Indiana, has gone yet another lap down to the race leaders as they move over to turn number 4.
Out of turn 4, back to the start field. We're down 12 laps.
Battle for the lead over in turn number 3. Moving up to the outside was the number 1 of Dave Duncan. He tried to get up alongside Aaron Huff for the number 1 spot. He continues to keep the pressure on as they're headed for the backstretch area. LJ Lyons right there in 3rd place as well as the top 3, now 4 cars, shuffle together over to turn number 4.
Now, Dave Duncan and 76 machine LJ Lyons off of the picket page. These cars are going to start coming along the back of some slower track. The inside now, Tony Trinkle's machine is in turn 3.
While the race leaders began overlapping the number 97 of Tony Trinkle into turns 1 and 2, the racing began getting tight as the number 76 of LJ Lyons dives underneath the number 1 of Dave Duncan, but runs out of racing room. The number 22 of Kurt Huff motors past the inside of Don Skaggs and into the top 5. at third, followed by the number 22 machine of Kurt Huff, and then rounding out that top five, the number 09 of Don Skaggs Sr. out of Modoc, Indiana. The race leaders hit for turn 3. You're listening to the live broadcast of the Trackmaster Modified feature event from Louisville Motor Speedway here tonight. The race leaders are back into turns 1 and 2, and we've got a dandy battle for the lead as the number 11H of Aaron Huff continues to fend off the advances of Dave Duncan as they move over to turn number 4. They're bumper to bumper. LJ Lyons is still at third place as they shuffle back into turns 1 and 2. It's a 3-car race for the lead with 5 laps remaining. Got to give a call to Chad Bland. He's running in 6th place, directly ahead of the 7th place running car of Dave Bice. He's keeping the pressure on Don Skaggs Sr. for that number 5 position. And now he'll drop underneath him as they head over to turn number 2. Not enough passing room, so he'll drop back in line again. But we've got a dandy of a battle back in the number 6 position. White flags out, indicating 1 lap to go for the exciting We'll give Dave Duncan an E for effort. 2nd place throughout the event, but could not find a way to get around the number 11 of Aaron Huff. The car sponsored by Huff Drywall. 4th in the 1994 point chase. Aaron Huff takes the victory out at Louisville Speedway last Saturday evening.
Finishing up in 4th place, and that's how our